Hey everybody, welcome to Alaska Raceway Parks Tuesday Track Talk. I am your host, Michelle. Thanks for tuning in today live on Facebook or later on Facebook also, but also on YouTube. We have it in both locations so everybody can tune in and catch up on all the latest and greatest from the racetrack. Today I've got just a couple things. I had talked to you a little bit about some voting stuff last week, and I'm going to kick that off this week. So, but first, I'd like to give a big shout out and just remind everybody to cheer on our racers who are going to be competing in the USLCI Asphalt Nationals this weekend down in Las Vegas. So Trent Dillard, both Kyle and Sagan Bomer are going. Doug Sheldon, Ty Torkelson, and our lone bandolier driver Wyatt Flowers will be participating down there. So keep following them on Facebook, and hopefully we'll have some updates. I know Erica Bills is going down to watch too, so I'm sure she'll be texting me updates too, so I can keep everybody in the loop about how our racers are doing down there. So last week, I talked a little bit about voting and, why it's important to get out and vote and things like that. And so this week, as promised, I'm going to go over very quickly with this cool little slideshow that I did. Just some details on ranked choice voting, just because I know there is still some confusion out there. The main important thing is get out and vote. So let's switch to my other screen here. Whoop, that is not what I want to do. Like newscaster, this is the news layout. So what we got is ranked choice voting. That's what we voted in a while ago. And this is the first time that we're doing the big election this way. So how it works, ballots are counted in rounds, kind of like we do rounds of racing at the drag strip. If a candidate gets 50% plus one of the votes in round one, they win, game over. We're just in round one. However, as our last election showed, it doesn't really work that way all the time. So candidates get eliminated until there are just two candidates remaining, and then the candidate with the most votes wins. So what does that mean? I made this handy dandy little slide. This is based on the vehicles that are in on my property right now. And no, the 7, 6, 3, and 4 is not the number of cars on there, although that is probably pretty close. So, so in round one, you can see that Chrysler or Dodge products got the most votes. Chevy is close behind. Then we got the Honda and then the Ford. These guys were all ranked and nobody got 50%. So we're going to go on to round two. Round two, we're going to get rid of Honda because it had the least amount of votes. Then we're going to separate the second choice votes for Honda based on what those people voted for. And you can see one vote goes each to each of the three remaining candidates that are in there. But still not the 50%. So we have to go into round three. So in round three, Ford gets eliminated. Those votes get added to Chevy and Dodge. Chevy goes on top with the most votes with 11. So that's just kind of a quick overview. I think most everybody has got that part down. It's the confusing part is when you get to the circles. So when you get to your actual ballot, this is kind of how this works. I'm going to look it over. Well, I guess I can look it over here. So the big thing is fill out one oval per candidate. Period. Like there should only be one circle in each column and in each row. However, you don't have to fill out a circle for everybody. Like if you, maybe you're a big Ford, Chevy, Dodge person, the domestic ones, and so you don't necessarily want to vote for the Honda. You don't have to vote for Honda at all if you don't want to, because you never know when you're voting where your candidate's going to end up. So the big thing is whoever's your favorite, put in the first choice column and then go from there. So, and if you'd like to write in, you can see I got a little write-in candidate for Kia down here. You can put the circle wherever you want down here, write their name in, and then that will go down for you. So you don't have to rank everybody. You're welcome to. I would definitely recommend ranking at least 2 people for voting here. Next, wrong things to do. So don't rank the candidate more than once, because what happens is your vote only counts the one time, and then no matter how many times you rank it, it doesn't matter. So if you get to this situation where you mark the first choice and the second choice and your candidate gets eliminated, your ballot also gets eliminated. So be sure to not do that. Also, do not give 2 candidates or more the same ranking. This is considered an overvote. This will also result in your ballot getting thrown out, which is not cool. So make sure that you don't put more than 1 people, no more not multiple circles in either rows or in columns, I guess is the good way to talk about that. This is the first time that I presented this, so thanks for bearing with me. And then we get to the last incorrect way to vote is skipping 2 or more sequential rankings. So what happens when you skip a ranking? Like in this case, they voted for candidate A for first choice. They did not put anybody down for second choice. Then they put somebody for third choice. If candidate A gets knocked out in the first round, or whenever they get knocked out, your second choice ballot does not count anymore because you didn't put anything in the column. So make sure, again, that you put one dot in each row or each column, but not multiples or skip a bunch. Let's see here. Does anybody have any questions? And thanks to the state of Alaska for letting me still alter some of your graphics from online today. Let's see, we'll get rid of this screen and go back here. I hope that cleared up some stuff. I can put this online if people are really interested in seeing the awesome Google presentation that I made. But the big thing that I want to get out to everybody is make sure that you get out and vote next week. If you're not going to be here, I know some people are traveling out of town. You can vote ahead of time in person. It's too late to request a mail ballot at this point, but make sure that you get out and vote. It's important to the future of our sports. You know, the RPM Act is in Congress right now, and the EPA is seriously cracking down on a lot of stuff. They have restricted eBay Motors from selling vehicles that have had the ECM or the ECU altered. Products that could alter your ECM or ECU, which is like tuner stuff. You know, they're anything like that, they're cracking down on it. They won't let you sell it if your vehicle's been altered. You can't sell it on eBay Motors. Them a whole lot or at all, really. But you know, they're starting with some big companies and they're coming down, and the EPA is kind of coming after us, and so that's not cool. So make sure you get out and vote. I did get responses from Kelly's office, well, from Kelly, from Nick Begich, and from Sarah that they all support the RPM Act. I did not get a response from Mary's office, so I don't know about that, but definitely, whether you're here in Alaska or across the country and you guys are voting, make sure that you are voting for candidates that support motorsports, because that is really, really important to all of us. Our livelihood is kind of under attack. So, all right, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I will not talk about voting next week other than to show off my sticker. I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a holler, shout out, whatever. And I hope this helped a little bit. Feel free to share. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you right here next week on Alaska Raceway Park's Tuesday Track Talk.